Hello, lovely humans, and welcome back to my channel. In this week's video, we are doing a fall decorate with me video. And first thing you need to know is I couldn't do this all on one day, so I'm wearing about 72 different outfits, give or take an outfit or two. So this is all compiled over like a week and a half of putting stuff together, because I wish I could be one of those people on YouTube who just like had their life so well together that they could just put fall out in their home in a day, or be smart enough to maybe repeat the same outfit and the same hairstyle, but I'm not. So this is done over the course of probably about a week and a half, just kind of chipping away at it a little bit every day. But my guess is that's how a lot of you decorate too. So I have a feeling I'm here with friends and y'all aren't gonna judge me for not doing it all in one day in one outfit. Now, there's a couple things that I love to do when it comes to decorating for fall. The first thing I love to do is I love to swap out textiles, basically in any place that I can, whether that be pillows or blankets, or even just a bedspread. That can really change up the space and cozy it up for fall. I also love to layer textures, be that natural elements like wood or dried leaves and glass, or even like real pumpkins and faux pumpkins. I just like smash them all together and hope it makes sense. I'm also a sucker for a good fall tablescape. I did two this year, one for our kitchen table and one for our dining room table. And I kid you not, like I was editing the video at the dining room table earlier because I'm just so obsessed with how it turned out. And then because I love to decorate our main living spaces, aka the spaces that most of the time guests will see so I can impress them the most, and the places we hang out in the most, of course, it's not all about impressing people. I redid our front stoop as well, porch. It's not really a porch, it's really tiny, so I don't think it counts as like a porch, but we'll call it that for the sake of the video, and also because it makes it sound bigger than it is. And then if you've seen any of my Decorate With Me videos, you know that I love just kind of adding little touches here and there, so I may or may not have just shoved pumpkins in places, and hope it worked out, but you guys will have to be the judge of that and let me know. One of my favorite things to do whenever I'm redecorating a space is to swap out any of my old pillows for new ones. So I have this one from IKEA, this one from Target, this one from I think like Home Goods a couple years ago, and of course this one from Target that you saw in my haul last week. I also like to swap out blankets. This year, because I have such punchy pillow colors, I'm going for softer, more muted blanket tones. There's something about these colors and these textures that just make the space so inviting, and to be honest, I kind of wish I was curled up right there instead of doing this voiceover right now. Honestly, I just kind of like the refresh and breaking out of the usual things that we normally have in here. Next up, onto our coffee table. I told you guys in last week's video that we had been missing our tray for a hot minute, so I grabbed this old enamel coffee pot, threw some plum leaves from a plum tree in there, and then these are the locust gum bean, whatever, the yellow branches that I got at Target in last week's haul. Beautifully in that blue vase. I told you guys, I told you it was gonna be great. And then the mercury candle that I'm obsessed with, and because like I said last week, I wanted to raise it up a little bit, I stuck a couple of our favorite little coasters underneath there. They're from a small little shop in Colorado in a little town called Durango, but I've held on to them for so many years, and they're so cute, and I wish I had a link for you, but I don't, so you're just gonna have to be jealous, I guess. Next up, garland on the mantelpiece. This was a struggle. I ended up kind of reworking our entire display. I moved out a lamp, I brought in a new lamp, and I spent far more time than I want to admit working on this. So basically, my camera timed out and I lost the time lapse. But here's the final result. Hey! It's like it's magic. It's like it just happened before your very eyes, except it didn't because my camera lost the footage. Moving on to our kitchen table. This one is super fun. I decided to do it slightly different than I did last year, and instead of a wood bowl, I'm using a vintage brick mold. Layering in these plastic hops that I got from, of course, Target, and a couple of real pumpkins and gourds combined with some fake little apples, and then softening everything up with some dried eucalyptus. There's something kind of erratic and sporadic and all the attics about this particular centerpiece, but I kind of love how linear it is, but then the lines are all broken up by the pieces of hops and eucalyptus hanging over the edges. Next, moving on to our dining room, I topped our dining room table with this beautiful, almost like gray-purple cheesecloth that is left over from a wedding. Yeah, I'm that guy. And then I put together this little dried and fake floral arrangement, and here is a quick little time lapse of how I put it together. I kind of had anticipated doing 2 separate videos on this, but it just wasn't enough to create its own video, so using a combination of dried leaves, dried goods, and then fake ones like these large dandelions and feathers, I basically just played around with this for about 20 to 30, maybe 45 minutes to come up with something that in the end I didn't really love, and I have gone back and since edited it, but this is the one that I have the footage of, so we're working with it. And in this space for this year, I decided to go for like a gold, black, and pink theme. So grabbing these candlesticks that I thrifted recently and layering them in different heights, kind of going down the table. And these black candlesticks I'm obsessed with. They're slightly moody and slightly bougie, and I just love them. Pairing them with some medium-sized votives just to kind of break up the monotony on the tablescape a little bit, I weaved those in as well. And then I have the quintessential gold chargers topped with Dollar Tree glass plates. And then, I don't know if you guys watch my main channel, but these are actually the pink napkins left over from the Splash Botanics shoot, and I still have them, and they're perfect. I decided to add another natural texture into this space by just simply placing a pine cone on each of the plates. I also happen to have a collection of vintage and thrifted glassware also left over from weddings, so those go on top of the table to carry out that gold theme as well. And I'm aware that setting my table this early before Thanksgiving means I'm actually gonna have to wash some of these things before Thanksgiving happens, but it looks pretty and that's all that matters. Oh, and I made these name cards a little bit later for a DIY on my main channel and decided to use them for our Thanksgiving spread as well. I felt like this corner needed a little bit of love, so I grabbed this vintage carboy, which, yes, that's actually what that bottle's called, and a dried palm leaf, because I really wanted pampas grass, but I didn't have any, so this is gonna have to do. Also, to bring in some of those natural, aka free ingredients, I grabbed this vintage jar and plopped in a couple of pine cones to add just a little bit more texture to this corner. Front door. I started off with this ladder with the little bunting banner that says Hello Fall, put it in its place only to realize that you couldn't see the word fall. If I could tell you how long I spent trying to put this together and then to have it be on the wrong level, man, you guys. Next up, some basic wheat in a basic milk can. Of course, some gorgeous natural pumpkins because I love bringing those in as well. This little guy, a little pop of yellow over in the corner. And then this one is actually, of course, fake, if you couldn't tell. And it's broken. Don't tell anybody. But I just turned it around so you can't see the back. Super basic, boho, minimalistic wood beads to drape over the theater seats to add just another layer of texture to the corner. And of course, my super wonderful fall wreath that I made last year. So if you guys are interested, I will link the video here. It kind of comes together as like a smattering of textures and colors, and I am definitely not a minimalist at all, but I just can't stop myself. I love too many things, especially this wreath. The next category is the one that I like to call Find Spots to Put Pumpkins. And I keep this cloche on our island and decided why not replicate that stacked pumpkin look here as well. And I took a lot of care not to squish this air plant because honestly, I'm just surprised it's still alive, so let's be excited. Tossed in another pumpkin to kind of add a little bit more balance. Of course, a pumpkin-scented candle because I wish I could burn these all year round, and it's probably not socially acceptable to do it in July. More of those yellow stems in the blue vase. Oh look, Jamie shoving a pumpkin somewhere. Surprise, surprise. Oh, more pumpkins. Wow, didn't see that one coming. Oh, look, there's more pumpkins. Wait, let me guess. Yep, more pumpkins. These red flowers are actually dried and from a natural California bush that we have here, so I paired those with more of that yellow stem in the blue vase. And of course, because I want to add a touch of fall on my makeup desk as well, I decided to swap out this tray that I always have on my desk and my mirror for more of that dried red flower, and this really pretty white plate. That way it can hold all my trinkets and all my rings. I do take my rings off when I'm doing my makeup and putting on lotion, so I like to have a spot to put those. And last but most certainly not least, another pumpkin randomly shoved somewhere. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Honestly, decorating for fall is one of my favorite things to do because it's not just like Christmas, which you're only doing for 1 month, but fall, technically, you could like squeeze 3 whole months out of this if you really, really pushed it, you know? So you could go kind of from the end of August to the end of November. That's a lot of time. Now, of course, this video is coming out in the middle of October, so you only have about 6 weeks left, but still, that's still longer than Christmas. I also just love the cozy vibes, and I love the general color palette that fall brings. Clearly, fall is my personal aesthetic. I thrive in fall. My biggest suggestion to you is to get out there and find some natural elements. As you guys saw, I used those dried florals. I actually sprayed them with hairspray like people do with pampas grass, but I just haven't found any pampas grass yet. I also trimmed a dead leaf off of a palm tree in my backyard because I was desperate, but it ended up looking cool. And I used pine cones in quite a variety of places to just add another texture / filler that was free and entertained my children when they ran around to pick them up. So mom win, decorating win, and I put it in YouTube video, so I feel like that counts as a third win. So that's all we have for today, folks. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And in the comments, tell me your favorite way to decorate for fall, because clearly I like doing it, and I'm not opposed to stealing other people's ideas and implementing them into my own home, which I hope you do with your home and my ideas. Okay. And until next week, bye guys!